Hey guys, Dr. Stephanie here, and today we're going to go through a back and hip mobility routine. This will just kind of help loosen up your lower back, a little bit of your upper back, and your hips, and just get you feeling better. So I like to do this first thing when I wake up in the morning. Sometimes I do it right before I go to bed, and sometimes I just do it randomly throughout the day. But this is something that really helps just kind of loosen up your hips and back and get the blood flowing and just get rid of any pain you may be having in those areas as well. So we're gonna start, and you can just follow along with me. We're gonna go through this whole routine. You can start kind of on your knees like this. We're gonna start in a child's pose. So if you've never done a child's pose, you're just gonna kneel, arms out here in front of you, head down on the ground. And we're just gonna kind of sit back on our heels. And then from here, we're actually gonna do two movements here. So the child's pose, you can just sit in this position for a while if you want to. Sometimes I just sit here for like a minute, but what we're gonna do today is we're gonna grab onto our head, keep our head on the ground, and just kind of rock forward like this. And then you're just getting kind of a stretch through your upper back. So hands are gonna be here, just rock forward on your head, and then back into the child's pose. And then grab your head, rock forward as far as you can, and then back into the child's pose. And you can stay in this position for a couple seconds, and then grab your head again, and just rock forward. Kind of feel a stretch through your spine. And then sit back into the child's pose again. And then hands here. Really stretching through that spine. And then back into the child's pose. So hands here. This is kind of a good neck stretch as well. And then back here. Let's do two more of those. So we'll go one here, really stretching, and back, and then last one, stretch, and then back into the child's pose. All right, then we're gonna come up onto our hands and knees here, and we're gonna do a scapular retraction. So this is a very small movement. Basically, you're just going to keep your elbows straight. A lot of people have a tendency to bend their elbows here, but you're just going to kind of sink your shoulders in, kind of squeeze your shoulder blades together, and then push your shoulders up. So sink like the middle of your upper back, your shoulder blades down, and then press up. Sink those shoulder blades together and press up. Again, really trying to keep those elbows straight, because a lot of people, instead of kind of bringing those shoulder blades together, tend to kind of bend their elbows and push down towards the floor, but you want your arms to be straight on this one. So press up, and then down, and up. And this is really getting some mobility in that upper back. Sometimes that gets kind of stiff if we're sitting a lot, working on a computer, working on a phone. So we want that to move. This is also helpful if you have any shoulder pain or neck pain or upper back pain. It kind of works on movement in that upper back and those shoulder blades, but it also works on some strengthening and coordination. So if you have trouble doing this at first, just work through it really slowly. Try to go up and down and really get some coordination into your shoulder blades. Because your shoulder blades, even though they're on the back of your shoulders, they have to move properly in order for your shoulder to move properly. If they're stiff or stuck, then you'll have trouble reaching overhead or behind your back or behind your neck. All right, let's do two more. Last one. All right, one more in this position. What we're gonna do is take one hand and just run it underneath the other one, just like this, as far as you can, bringing your head down to the floor and coming back up, and then same thing on the other side. This is a good upper back, mid back, lower back stretch. It's called thread the needle. because you're bringing that arm underneath the other one, kind of through your body. So we're just going to go back and forth, pausing for a second or two on each side. Just like that. Go through and pause. It's good for neck flexibility too, because you're moving your head here. And on this side. And back. And keep going back and forth. Go as far as you can comfortably and really feel a stretch kind of all along the side of your back. All right, one more on each side. And last one. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and lie on our side. So we're gonna be flat on our side here. The bottom leg should be straight. Top knee is going to be on the floor like this. You're gonna place your arms straight out in front of you together like this. Now we're gonna do what's called an open book. So you're just gonna lift the top arm and rotate it back towards the floor as far as you can, and then come back together. Follow your hand with your eyes, so you're also moving your head, and go nice and slow on this one. Some people feel like they get dizzy while they do this, but I think that's just, you're moving too quickly. You can also place a pillow under your head if you need to. So just rotate all the way back, and then back together. Rotate back, and together. And you should feel a good stretch all the way through your back here. It gets your shoulder a little bit too, and your neck. So this is kind of a good full body mobility move. Let's do two more. And last one. Okay, you can flip over. I am going to turn around so you can still see me, but just flip to the other side. And again, bottom leg straight, top knee on the floor, arms straight out in front of you like this. You're gonna take this top arm and just rotate it back towards the floor, and then back together, nice and slow. Rotate it back, and together, and back together. Just nice and slow. Pause for a second or two right here, and come back together, following your hand with your eyes. And making sure you keep that top knee on the ground if you can. All right, let's do two more. And last one. All right, now come onto your back. And from here, we're going to bring both knees and feet up like this. Arms out to the side here. This gives you a little balance because we're going to rotate our knees side to side. And the goal is to get them all the way to the floor here. But if you can't quite do that, that's okay. Just go as far as you can comfortably. So to the side, nice and slow as well. You don't want to let your knees just drop to the floor. So side, to side, to side, side. This is getting a really good lower back stretch, kind of all the way up your back here. Just keep rotating. All right, let's go two more to each side. All right, last time through. Okay, And we're gonna finish with just a double knee to chest. So just bring your knees up to your chest. And you're just gonna hold this position, do some deep breathing. And you can hold this as long as you want to. Just really breathing deep into your abdomen. All right. So that's a good routine to just loosen up those hips, loosen up that back, and just get you feeling better overall.